from New York here, and this is your Monday Night Raw review for last night's show, October 20th, 2014. Raw took place last night from Kansas City, Missouri, the home of the 2014 World Series. I'm going with the Royals. I don't know about you guys. I know a few of you guys are going with the Giants. You already explained that to me because you guys know I'm a Braves fan, but being that I'm a Braves fan for so long, a disappointed Braves fan, I got to go with the American League hand. I got to go with the Royals. I don't want the National League representing the World Series unless it is my Atlanta Braves. I'm going with the Royals. The hottest team in baseball right now has been the Royals, and always is the case. If you're the hottest team going into October and you maintain that, like we've seen previous years with the St. Louis Cardinals, thank God they're fucking gone. I can't fucking stand them. But if you're the hottest hand going into October, into the World Series, more than likely you will be the World Series champion. So I'm going with the Royals over the Giants. I'm going with the Royals in 6 games over the Giants this year in the 2014 World Series. But I'm not here to talk about baseball, man. I'm not here to talk about baseball at all. I'm here to talk about wrestling. Monday Night Raw. I'm here to bring you guys the best in-depth WWE coverage on YouTube.com. This is why I say I am the #1 source for all WWE right here on YouTube.com, okay? Now, before I get into that, I'm going to try and keep this video to a minimum. I don't want to talk you guys' ears off, you know, because typically I do that every week. I always say I'm not going to make this long, and I always make it like fucking 25 minutes. I'm going to try not to do that, okay? But let me get into what I got to talk about. #1, if you guys missed Off the Script, which I'm assuming many of you did since YouTube seemed to have fucked up the videos this weekend again. I'm gaining subscribers, but I'm not gaining views from those subscribers. I don't know what the fuck's going on. But if you missed all your WWE news and rumors for the current week, Off the Script is the show for you. It is my weekly podcast every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go and check that out. Parts 1, 2, and 3 in the description down below. I got important stories leading into this Sunday's Hell in a Cell, so make sure you guys go check that out. #2, Labar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish, Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. If you missed their show this weekend, go and check them out. Links are down below. Link to Labar and all his social media will be linked down below as well. CSR's YouTube page is down there as well. Everything that they do on CSR on WrestleZone.com, some of it doesn't make the show. All the exclusive that you're only going to see on YouTube will be posted on their YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go check that out as well. They're about to hit 1,300 subscribers. Make sure you go subscribe to those guys and tell them JD from NY sent you over there. Show them some love. They greatly appreciate it. Certainly deserve it. And they're coming up in their 250th episode, I should say, in the first week of November with Vince Russo. Going to be fucking epic. I will let you guys know, as always, when that is about to happen. Joe Cronin Show. Make sure you go watch Joe Cronin's Monday Night Raw review. He had it on his Spectrum Gaming channel since he cannot live stream anymore on his regular channel due to YouTube being fucking gay. But he did a Monday Night Raw review last night. He's picking up where he left off, so I will link that down below as well. Go show him some love, and make sure you go check him out for additional WWE wrestling content. And WrestleRumble.com, if you guys want to put your knowledge to the test for Hell in the Cell and pick the winners this coming Sunday and win cash prizes along the way, WrestleRumble.com. Make sure you sign up, and you will be notified when the polling begins. First prize is $500. Second prize is $100. Third prize is $50. Fourth and fifth place get free t-shirts from ProWrestlingTees.com. I'm doing it. I expect you guys to do it. Let's have some fun. We all know Hell in the Cell is going to be not good. And that's what I'm going to talk about here. Hell in the Cell. Monday Night Raw last night. There was a few things that WWE did right with Hell in the Cell. Okay? Hell in the Cell, it seems to be okay. Now, I went on record saying that Hell in the Cell wasn't going to be that good of a pay-per-view. I'm making fun of the John Cena, Randy Orton match, and, me drinking NyQuil and me getting a fucking pillow along the way and falling asleep during the match, because nobody realistically wants to see it. But a few things that I noticed last night that you guys might not have picked up on, okay? Orton and Cena, realistically, if you think about it, okay, Cena lost to Ambrose in the contract on a pole match. That makes him the loser, okay? That makes him the loser. The ultimate gain here was for the winner of that match to go on and get revenge against Seth Rollins. to beat the shit out of Seth Rollins, to get redemption on Seth Rollins, to have Seth Rollins spill blood inside Hell in a Cell. That's what this was all about. Okay? Cena was the loser. Now, the loser of this match was slated to get Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. So, Cena lost. He gets Randy Orton inside Hell in a Cell. But going into Hell in a Cell, you know, this match really didn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay? Why are these two fighting in Hell in a Cell? Why are these two even fighting at all? Didn't make sense with what's going on storyline-wise. Now, you go to last night in the opening segment, okay? I understand WWE needs to build intrigue, interest. People want, WWE want people to invest their time in this match. Whereas I know for a fact, this match didn't make any sense. WWE knew people were not going to be completely invested in Cena Orton. Okay? I know WWE had to make some type of decision, but I always crack down, I always make fun, and I always poke at creative when things don't make sense, and this doesn't make sense. You guys might have overlooked this, but I'm going to give it to you the way I seen it. I didn't tweet this out last night, but I should have, and I don't know why I didn't. The loser of this match is getting a WWE Championship match in the future against Brock Lesnar. The loser of this contract on a pole match, realistically, is getting a WWE Championship match. How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? If you're the loser, you are the loser. You are delegated to fight inside Hell in a Cell against Randy Orton. That is your punishment. You lost. Okay? Instead of getting what you want inside Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins, you're getting Randy Orton in a meaningless match. They should have kept it as such. Now, WWE really isn't making any sense, because if you look at it, Cena and Orton is the loser's bracket. And the loser's bracket, the winner of this match is getting Brock Lesnar at a future date. They didn't mention what date. They didn't mention Survivor Series. They didn't mention TLC. And they didn't mention any time in between that. They mentioned at a future date. Okay? So this already doesn't make sense. But I understand WWE needing to do this. Okay? It makes the match a little bit more interesting. But I don't understand why they didn't explain to you why the losers. And that's what they are. Orton has nothing going for him in Hell in a Cell. He has nothing going. He wasn't really doing much on TV. Cena lost. He's a loser. I don't understand why they won't say that. He lost to Dean Ambrose. Fine. There's nothing wrong with losing. But when you grant the loser a WWE Championship match, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Only in WWE's mind and WWE's mentality does that make any sense. That doesn't make sense to me. So now you got Cena and Orton for a WWE Championship #1 contender match against Brock Lesnar. And when you look at it and you look at this match, Orton needs to win. Simple. Orton needs to win. Okay? That's what the whole first segment of Monday Night Raw was about. They didn't do or say much of anything during the first segment. Again, they booked another 6-man fucking tag or a handicap match with the Authority, Kane, Rollins, and Orton against Cena Ambrose for the fucking, 5th time in a row? 5th week in a row? But you look at it, Orton needs to win this match for the sake of WWE. We don't want Lesnar versus Cena again. I want something fresh. Okay? Orton versus Lesnar would be fresh. I want that leading into either Survivor Series or TLC or Royal Rumble even. Whenever they grant this title match, I don't know when, but it needs to be Orton. Okay? I much rather see Orton now. Orton is involved in something a little bit more interesting than John Cena. Cena is stale right now. Cena's got absolutely nothing going for him. He's got no one to feud with, and they're just keeping him in the main event because his name is John Cena. Okay? It would make more sense if Orton won this to go on to fight Brock Lesnar, because you always have the wild card of Seth Rollins lingering in the background. He could ultimately screw Randy Orton out of his WWE Championship, ultimately turning Randy Orton face, Seth Rollins would be even a bigger heel than he is now, and they would be on their way to working one hell of a program. That's the way I see it. That's the way I would book it, okay? Cena and Lesnar doesn't make any sense right now. It doesn't make sense at all. It didn't make sense a month ago. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. We want something fresh with Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. I think they could put on one hell of a match. I like what Orton is doing right now. I like what Orton is involved in with Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins could be the guy that fucks over Randy Orton. And I would love to see that. And, Orton could turn into a face. And they could go on and begin a long program that will culminate at WrestleMania. I like it. I hope it happens. I hope the WWE is thinking the same way that I am. I doubt it, but that's what I would do. Orton, Lesnar, whenever you want to book it, make it happen. No more Cena. Cena's done. Cena can move on to something else. He doesn't need to be in the limelight. They really need to rework Cena and put him in something that really makes sense. I'm tired of him just lingering around and being in the main event simply because his name is John Cena. Tired of looking at him. Nothing he does is interesting. Nobody he's in the ring with he makes better. I'm not investing my time as a wrestling fan in Cena because it doesn't matter. It doesn't create memories. It doesn't create that lasting impression. It doesn't make you want to watch him on a week-to-week basis. I'm done with Cena. I'm done. There's nothing for him right now. And if you're going to put him against Lesnar over Orton, you're just forcing the subject, and you're forcing him, again, down our throats. I'm done with it. I'm done. He got fucked. He lost to Ambrose. He's in Hell in a Cell now. He's a loser out of all this. And he's being granted a potential WWE Championship match. It doesn't make any sense. Now, we come to the interview with Paul Heyman. Again, Paul Heyman is probably greater than all of Monday Night Raw. I love when he speaks. I love when he uses his fucking voice and his facial expressions to get over what he wants to say. But the one thing that I took away from this promo, and you had Cena and Orton in the ring again when Paul Heyman interfered. He mentioned back in 2002 when Brock Lesnar was defeating The Rock at Summerslam for the WWE Championship. He was the WWE Champion in 2002, and here we are in 2014, and he's still the WWE Champion this day, okay? You go back to 2002. Orton was coming back Orton was just starting into the business. He was a young guy, okay? John Cena was starting in the business as well. And Cena was a young punk kid, according to Orton. Now, what this segment tells me, and again, you guys might not have picked up on this, is that the WWE has not had the ability to create new superstars. If you're talking about Orton, Cena, and Lesnar, 10 years ago, okay, 10 years ago, and you come to 2014, and these three guys are still where they were 10 years ago, plus. I don't understand that. The WWE's inability to create new stars was very, very kind of put under the spotlight in that segment. That's what that segment told me. If you got Lesnar as the WWE Champion back in 2002, and he's the WWE Champion in 2014, if you got Orton and Cena still coming into the business around that same time and still in the main event right now, double main eventing Hell in a Cell, what does that tell you? That WWE has failed to create new stars. That's their fault. And that's a shame that WWE kind of exposed that for what it was, and they brought that into the spotlight. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but that's what I picked up on, okay? Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Heyman was fucking great. He got an RKO. Orton stood tall. He RKO'd Cena. He RKO'd Heyman. I want Orton to win, man. I don't know if they're planting seeds for Orton Lesnar, but it certainly looks interesting. I hope they go that route, okay? Fast forward to Rollins and Ambrose. This whole puppet segment that Ambrose did with the dummy. He was carrying a bag down the aisle. In the bag was a Seth Rollins look-alike dummy. He was picking apart his arms, and he was just kind of dismantling the dummy, talking to the dummy. It looked a little weird. And then Rollins came out, interrupted the segment, and all of a sudden, you hear that familiar music of Mick Foley. Mick Foley comes down to the ring and interferes in this whole back and forth between Ambrose and Rollins. Now, WWE, has the tendency to pull out a surprise when they want, and it's great. The Rock in Brooklyn, and now Mick Foley in Kansas City. these unadvertised appearances are working great for WWE, because when I heard his music, I was like, what the fuck? Yes! Foley is on Raw, okay? You know, if Foley is on Raw, something great is going to happen. Foley was one of my guys back in the Attitude Era. I love Mick Foley. I seen him live with his stand-up. Fantastic show. If you guys get the opportunity to go see him. I seen him earlier this year in February. And he comes down to the ring, and he's explaining Hell in a Cell. Beautiful. That sold that match for me, okay? If you guys were wondering, back and forth, teeter-tottering with Hell in a Cell, Rollins, Ambrose, you know, if you were kind of, you know, very hesitant about buying the pay-per-view or watching the pay-per-view, if you're going to watch it just for this one match, I don't blame you, because the rest of the card sucks, but Mick Foley kind of put over this match to the point where, you know what, I have to watch this, because Mick Foley only expresses himself the way Mick Foley can. That match made Mick Foley. We all watched that match live. Undertaker, Mankind, when Undertaker threw Mankind off the cell. I was watching it live when he went through the Spanish announce table. He went through the cell on top of a steel chair in the middle of that match after he rolled off a stretcher and climbed back up the ring. What people don't tend to mention is Mick Foley being chokeslammed on thumbtacks, which may have been the most demonic or diabolical fucking part of that entire match. Nobody seems to mention that. And where he lost a tooth. The tooth was in his nose. But regardless of all that, I'm reminiscing back on fond memories of my childhood. Foley talking about Hell in a Cell was right on the fucking money. A+. Nobody in the WWE can talk about Hell in a Cell better than Mick Foley. It ruined his fucking career. It shortened his career, but it also made him a fucking legend. People know Mick Foley for that 20-minute match. If you don't know who Mick Foley is, I'm sure you will know who Mick Foley is after you see that fucking match. Foley talking about Hell in a Cell, how it's going to shorten careers, how it's going to change you as a man, you're not going to come out the same, etc., etc. Beautiful fucking segment, okay? Probably the best segment of the night. Whereas the segment itself, before Mick Foley hit the ring, I didn't like. He comes down, talks about Hell in a Cell, all of a sudden it comes an A+ segment. Great job on WWE to get the one man to talk about Hell in a Cell that means most to us WWE fans. Yes, there's only 26 guys that competed in Hell in a Cell, but nobody knows better than Mick Foley. Beautiful segment. I'm looking forward to Rollins, Ambrose inside the cell. I think these guys need to just throw the rule book out the window. WWE needs to let them go loose and just deliver a fucking memory that we will not forget. That's what needs to happen. If you're going to worry about outshining Cena and Orton inside Hell in a Cell, WWE should not be in the business. You don't restrict guys like Rollins and Ambrose inside the cell, because then you're doing a disservice to you. These two have the opportunity to create memories for this generation, and you should not put a lock and key on that. Let them go. I don't give a shit what they do. Add some color to it. Foley already expressed to you how dangerous this match is. If you're not going to back up what Mick Foley said and did on Monday Night Raw with a top-notch Hell in a Cell match on Sunday, then everything is fucking worthless. It's pointless. Okay? Rollins, Ambrose, Hell in a Cell, the true main event of Sunday's pay-per-view. I hope it really does close the show. I'm hearing Orton and Cena are going to close the show, but that's what's going to happen. That's what needs to happen. That's my point on that. Great segment with Mick Foley. Added a perfect dose of what that match and that segment needed. Foley was fucking great, okay? Another thing I wanted to talk about, this whole Rusev thing kicking this American Soldier. Now, you know, people complaining WWE is boring, WWE is stale, WWE is this and that. Fine. I'm on here every week complaining that WWE needs to just push the envelope a little bit. They need to do something to spice up these fucking storylines. How many weeks can you tolerate the same bullshit? Oh, Russia. We're the #1 country in the world. Then you got some fucking loser backing up the USA, and he continuously fails. Okay, Big E failed. Swagger failed. Big Show is going to fail. Mark Henry failed. How many guys? How many guys can you put through or put with Rusev to make it interesting? You can't. You can't. Big Show's probably been the most interesting. I hate the Big Show. But the matches and the altercations that they had, The segments that they had have been very entertaining. All right? But, last night, Rusev was about to pull down the American flag. An American soldier, and I'm using the quotation fingers here, an American soldier who was a plant, someone who was planted in the crowd to make a run-in during that segment dressed as an American soldier. He was a regular guy like me. Okay? You could have dressed me in a fucking American soldier outfit, and I could have ran into the ring. It would make no fucking difference. This guy was dressed for the part. He was an actor. Okay? Most of you people may not understand that. The fucking casual goons watching the show may not understand that. Oh my God! Rusev kicked an American soldier. How dare he? This is a disrespect to the American fucking people. Get over it. Get over it. Okay? I'm done with fucking having WWE play by the books. When they want to go outside the fucking circle and do something that's gonna raise your eyes and be like, holy shit, I don't believe they just did that. Then people want to bitch and fucking moan. Why? Why are you bitching and moaning? WWE is boring. They don't push the envelope. They're stale. They do nothing to generate interest. Now they got people talking, didn't they? Right? This may not look good to some sponsors. Some sponsors and people that back the show may not agree with this. They may upset a few organizations here and there. Fine. Fine. If those people don't know that it's part of the show, then they really need to rethink themselves. Okay? They really need to rethink what they're going to say or how they feel. I loved it. I loved it. Rusev kicked an American soldier. That's it. What else you want me to say? It was great. Okay? You generate heat. If you're going to back Rusev as your big guy, as one of your top heels into 2015, you gotta push the envelope. You gotta do shit like this, man. How long can this USA good guy versus bad guy thing go on? Foreigner versus USA guy, foreigner versus American guy. How long can this go on for you to be interested? Now that Rusev was threatened by an American soldier and he super kicked an American soldier. It's great television, man. I was like, yes, this is fucking great. It's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful at all. This is WWE going into business for themselves to back Rusev as a monster heel, and you're going to generate fucking heat. This is something people are going to be remembering. This is going to be talked about. This is why WWE did it. Okay? Now, when Big Show loses at Hell in the Cell, from what I see on Sunday, a Mark Henry heel turn, and that's what's going to cost Big Show the match, I see Rusev going on, hopefully not to John Cena. I really don't want to see Rusev versus John Cena. But I'm hoping and holding out hope for Kurt Angle to come back. That's when this whole American versus foreign fanatic is going to really, really go through the roof. And no one is going to play the Olympic hero, the American hero, better than Kurt Angle. That's what I think. That's what I think needs to happen. If WWE's smart, that is money right there. Simple as that. I like the segment. I was all for it. I didn't see anything disrespectful about it. But other people want to cry and oh my God, come on, man, really? It was part of the show. It worked, and it built Rusev up with massive heel heat. That's what you needed. Okay, don't complain. Don't bitch and moan. It is what it is. You complain and bitch and moan every week like I do. With WWE sucks. It's stale. It's boring. And when they finally do something to fucking make you say, holy shit, you want to fucking bitch and moan. Please, shut your mouth, watch the show, and let's see what happens next week. Plain and simple. I'm done, guys. That's your Monday Night Raw review. I don't have anything else besides what I talked about. Don't care about The Miz and Sheamus. Don't care about the Divas. I don't care about Ziggler and Cesaro, even though Cesaro looked like a beast. I don't know why that match happened on Monday Night Raw, even though it's been happening at the pay-per-view. The 3-on-2 street fight that they had last night, whatever entertainment factor they had in that match in the main event kind of went out the window because they worried more about hot tags than fucking no disqualification street fight, man. You needed to, even though we've seen it, the cage came down, we've seen tables, we've seen chairs, we've seen kendo sticks, whatever. There was no story told in that match in the first 20 minutes before that cell came down. Nothing. They were more worried about hot tags and getting Cena the hot tag again for the 5th straight week. You know, so I don't know why they advertise a street fight when they're more concerned about hot tags. Did the WWE fucking lose their rule book somewhere? No disqualification match means that there's no disqualification. You can be in the ring. All 5 guys could be in the ring at the same fucking time and do what they want. Okay? I don't understand why they play by the rules. There's no rules to play by. Let them go. Let me see blood. Let me see fucking carnage. Let me see a war. When the cell came down, the Hell in the Cell came down, it was fine. Everything was fine. You know? Rollins stood tall inside the cell. He actually curb stomped Randy Orton. More seeds planted, I don't know. More teases, I don't know. But Rollins stood tall at the end of Monday Night Raw, which I'm thinking Ambrose wins at Hell in the Cell, which I'll talk about on Off the Script. I'll give you guys my thoughts and opinions and predictions on Hell in the Cell this coming weekend. But that was your Monday Night Raw review, guys. I hope you enjoyed. That's what I took away from the show. Let me know what you think down below of what you thought of everything that I mentioned. Let me know if you guys thought the same thing. I'm going to be back on Friday with Off the Script as usual. I'm going to look right now, actually, after I hop off here, for some stories following Monday Night Raw. Obviously, if I find anything, tune in to Off the Script on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you missed anything this past weekend, links are down below. Chairshot down below. Joe Cronin down below. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do so at JD from NY206. If you're not subscribed to this channel, what the fuck are you waiting for? All right, #1 source for all WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. I'll see you guys on Friday for Off the Script. Until then, take care, and I'll see you guys on Friday.